All right, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be building another budget-friendly build. Well, somewhat of a budget-friendly build, and it all starts with this PC case, the Atlas E1 Mid Tower case. Now, this is the little brother to the M1 case, which another YouTuber made a video with that case, and this case is special because it features a LCD screen that can display multiple things, I guess, on there. Now, I got this case on sale on Amazon for $59.99. After taxes, it was $54.19. It usually goes around $70 to $80, but I have seen this on that deal a couple of times. And that other YouTuber made a PC build that was $650 featuring an RTX 3070. And that's exactly what I'm going to do with this case, is build a PC under $650 using this case. I'm going to take on that challenge to see if I can do that. And so let's get into the PC build, and then we're going to unravel all what this case has to offer and some other extra things. So let's get to this unboxing and let's get to the PC build. So this is what the case looks like outside of the box. Now, I'm not going to lie to you, the case does feel cheap, but it does have nice airflow for the power supply, which it does come with 3 ARGB fans, and these are going to be pulled from the bottom. I'm going to keep it like that. I'm not going to have it at exhaust, and you're going to see why. But I wonder if that's going to conflict with the air that the power supply brings in. But other than that, like I said, it is kind of a cheap build. It does have those pilloway brackets in the back where the GPU goes. I hate that. But it does look nice, and it does have an LCD screen. Now, it does look like the Okino's Aqua 3, but this is a mid-tower case that can actually fit a normal ATX motherboard in that, and that's perfect because all I have at the moment are normal ATX motherboards. So we're going to get to the build. We're going to get to everything and see how it looks at the end. All right, so the motherboard that we're going to be featuring is the MSI Mag B550 Tomahawk motherboard. And now I got this off of eBay for $66.13, and it looks beautiful. It looks brand new, not a speck of dust on it. So whoever had it maintained it and kept it up. And now what's great about this motherboard is it is a Gen 4 motherboard, so it does support Gen 4 NVMe's and CPUs. It comes with a decent amount of ports on the back. It does come with 2 Ethernet ports and a USB-C 3.0 or 3.1, one of those. And it is flashback capable, so it does have its flashback button on the back. Now, I have been on a tear on motherboard CPU combos, and I was going to lie because I got a fantastic deal. I think like I spent like on one motherboard $110. And I was going to use this to make this build cheaper, but then I was like, this motherboard looks too good to pass up. So I am going to give y'all the right prices on the motherboard and CPU just to be legit and honest, because I don't know how legit and honest other people are. But let's see how this looks in the PC. And yep, won't go. All right, so now that we got the motherboard in the case, we're going to pair it with a CPU. Now, I don't know which CPU I want to pair it with because I bought 2 CPUs off of AliExpress to test on it to see which one performs better. And depending on the performance, that's the CPU I'm going to go with. But it's just not on gaming performance alone. It can also, it's just not on gaming performance alone. It can be on multitude tasks. So I'm going to be checking like Cinebench, and that probably the only program other that I check on it, and then some gaming to see if it performs similar in gaming, because there's other stuff that people might want to do like content creation or streaming, and having just a couple extra cores does help with that. So the first one is the AMD Ryzen 7 3700X. Now this is an older generation CPU on the AM4 platform, so it might not perform as well as some people think just because it's a Ryzen 7, but we're going to test it out because it still runs Gen 4. So the motherboard will still support the Gen 4 speeds on that one. And then the other one is just your tried and true AMD Ryzen 5 5600X. Now we already know, I'm guessing this is going to do better in gaming just because it's a newer CPU on the AM4 platform, but we're going to see how they both perform and then we're going to decide which ones to choose. So I don't know which one I'm going to be throwing in there, but there we go. All right, so this RAM is the XPG RAM. It is two 8 GB stick RAMs that run at 3600 megahertz. I got this one off of eBay for 3109. And yeah, we're going to be basically, so yep, we're going to be putting this in the case. Now this is going to be a all white build. I'm going to show y'all later all the white pieces, but this is not white, but that's fine because it does have RGB, so I think it's going to be pairing perfectly. So I'm just going to throw these in there and then yep, we'll see what else we pair with it. All right, so it doesn't look bad. I actually like how it looks in there now, but let's see how it looks with all the white components. Now the other thing I bought was this thick watt. Now this is Gen 4 and it was on Amazon for still $46.21. And this is the solid state drive that I will be using into this build. And like I said, it runs Gen 4. So like I said, this is a 4th gen NVMe, and it does have a read-write speed of 4,800 transfer per second. And it's going, this Gen 4, so it's going to work perfect into this build. All right, so now that we threw the NVMe drive in there, I don't know if you can see it, but it is behind that. Motherboard is beautiful, by the way. But next is going to be our power supply. Now I got this one off of Macari. It's Gigabyte. It's 80 bronze. It's 80 plus bronze. It's the P650B. So it has enough power for the RTX 3070. Now this one did come $51.49 after taxing and all that good stuff to it. I don't know where it runs on the tier list, but it's a Gigabyte power supply, so I think it'll be fine in this. Yep, so let's just throw this one up also in there. Yeah, that goes. All right, by the way, this is a new power supply. I know I got it off my car, but it came in still wrapped in its original plastic. I just wanted to say that. Now, the only thing is it does come with mustard cables, but that is where cable extensions come in, and we're going to just have these Asia horse. So we're just going to throw all this together. Oh, well, wait, hold up. Don't look behind the curtain, y'all. Not look behind the curtain. I'm still throwing everything in there. All right, so the power supply is in the shroud, but we're going to hook up the cable extension. These are Asia horse. Now I got them for $19.15. I got them before they went on Black Friday sale, but still a good price, and they're all white, so they're going to do just well. I'll throw it up in there. So I put in the cable extensions and I did a lot of the management beforehand just because I am going to be putting in this AIO cooler. Now, this is the Aqua Elite 240 White V3. It came off of Amazon for $46.97. Now, like I said, the YouTuber previously that did the same build just in a M1 model used a AIO cooler. So that's why I'm using. I could have used a regular air cooler and it would have been cheaper. Saved me about $25 and made this cheaper. But hey, we're here now, and this is gonna make this look beautiful. All right, so the cooler looks nice. The fans are already pre-installed them into them, so that's always cool. And they are in the exhaust position, so that's even better. Works out for me. Let's just put this in and see how it looks. All right, so real quick, I decided to go with the AMD Ryzen 7 3700X. That's just the first one I'm going to try out. I'm gonna put it in now and then look it up and then come back with the graphics card. All right, I got the AIO cooler in there. Everything is coming together. Everything's looking clean. And look, the RAM isn't really looking out of place, but here comes the most important part to a gaming PC, and that is the graphics card. Now, this is the RTX 3070, like I stated before. Now, this was an all black OEM Dell. And the reason why I actually got this one is because it was symmetric. I had kind of a couple of picks around that $200 mark. This came out to be $224.02 after all the taxes and shipping and handling and all that good stuff. But I decided to go with this one just because it was symmetric. It was square. Now, this is my first spray paint job. And yeah, I did copy this guy's build like to the T. I mean, I did use different parts, took some liberty, especially with the B 550 motherboard. But yeah, this is my first time. Now, the metal part came out perfect. The plastic, I don't know, like the paint didn't really stick as good as I thought it would. It does cut a little chips. I don't think y'all can notice them, especially like when I try to like put the screws in and slipped a couple times. But I did manage to keep this part right here clear, and this does light up. So I think it's going to look nice into the build, and it's going to get that all white spark. And let's see how this looks in the little brother PC. All right, so here is the moment of truth. I love how it's looking. Like I said, I don't think that RAM is a hindrance, but here we go. We're gonna fire it for the first time, see if everything. That RTX only with 1 8-pin to power it, so, and it looks beautiful inside of there. That white is really popping. The white and actually black contrast is actually working for me. So let's see if this works. So everything works. Now I do have to set up Windows and download a program to get all the temperature work, but this is the ambient temperature. Everything works. The LCD screen works. All that works. Just the lights are not all synced up. You know, they're on one header. I have to separate them. But yep, we're gonna get this all tested out, test out some games, get it all running. Let's go. All right, so as you can see, I started off with Fortnite, and I kind of messed up because I forgot to switch out the names while doing MSI Afterburner. But on the left side, you see the 3700X, and on the right side, you see the 5600X. Now, what's crazy is I got my first win ever on Fortnite with the 3700X. And then the next day I got a win with the 5600X. And yeah, you can see I did them on 2 separate days. So I updated the next day, and that's why you see 2 different type of gameplays. Also, I added an extra game in there called Stalker 2. It's just a game that I might be trying to play out. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoy the gameplay, and see y'all in the next part. So we just finished with the game testing, and the results are in. The 5600X does outperform the 3700X, and that's mainly due because it is a more modern CPU. Now, the 3700X did not lag by much. And in the first 3 games, I actually had them on low settings or balance in Call of Duty's case. But that was just to stress the CPU more than the GPU and to show you the differences in. But then when I did the benchmarks, they were actually very close. And the reason why is because the 3700X actually pairs well with the 3070. Now, if you get a better graphics card like the 3080 or the 4070 Super Ti or whatever they're calling that nowadays, then yes, the 5600X is going to shine more and it's going to leave the 3700X in the dust. But I am going to still equip this PC with the 3700X because, like I said, the performance wasn't that much difference, and it does pair well with the 3070. And when else am I going to have these two pairings? Because that CPU did cost a lot, $80. So, or $83.25, whatever it was. But if people want to get into like content creation or streaming, those couple of cores actually does help in those processes. So definitely those work well together. Now, everything else about this PC. Now, I did say that the PC case was cheap. Now, with all the parts in it, it's not as cheap as I thought it was. It actually has some heaviness to it and it feels quite sturdy. Also, it has a lot of cable management space, so it's perfect. You have space down here, and then in the back is plenty for cable management. So it really does work there. Now, the fans does come pre-installed at the bottom, but there is a slot for the GPU cord. I thought that was funny that they covered it up with those fans. But since we do have an AI cooler up top, and we had to just redirect it, but that doesn't really make a difference. But everything else just works perfect. Now, I did spray paint this GPU. This is the first GPU I ever spray painted, and it did come out good, especially the metal part. Now, the plastic part does have some scratches in it, and that's when I was like screwing back in the screws and stuff like that and putting it back together. I did scratch it a little bit, but the metal looks great, and it does make the PC look a lot better. Now, if you want the CPU gauges to work, whatever you put on there, what was it? CPU, GPU, and then the ambient. If you want them to work, you do have to download Zeus Cast off of their website. Once you downloaded that, it worked, and it actually very accurate. It works with the USB port connection on the bottom. Now, there is another problem I do have, and that's with the fan coloring. I cannot get it to sync up no matter what I did. And I'm not going to add a module in the back for it. I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to add $10 because the 3700X did get a score of 4.98 on a Time Spy cent per frame. And that was the best cent per frame I ever got on Time Spy. And it was under 5. It's the first time I ever reached under 5. So I'm loving that. And that's another reason why the 3700X wins, because as you can see in Time Spy, those couple of cores actually do help out. And if you're wondering, the 5600X got 5.18 cents per frame. So, but that's just my review of the case, my review of the PC that I put together. And this might be the first PC that I put on Jawa, so look out for that. And until next time, it is your boy, Chef Boy, you a dad, and I'll see you in the next video.